indie musicians. My name is Katie Longbecker. I am the president of DIY Public Relations in Los Angeles. I've been a publicist for over a decade, and the topics that I cover in this video series aim to address how do independent artists like yourself, who are organically growing their fan bases, you're not buying Spotify bots, you're not buying fake followers on Instagram, how do you actually grow your fan base organically without spending $1 million on a marketing campaign and without having the backing of a major label? So today we're going to be talking about pitches. If you're pitching the media prior to a new music release, for example, for a premiere, say you have a new single coming out and you want it to be premiered by a music blog. So how does a pitch like that come to fruition? What do you include? What do you not include? And that's where we're going to start, okay? So when you're pitching the media, you are sending an email, and it's really important that it is not an overwhelming email filled with your entire life story, okay? These people are exceptionally busy. They're getting hundreds of pitches a week, depending how big the outlet is, the blog or the publication, or the podcast, or the Spotify playlist. You know, there are many different areas of or options for PR. So what do you include? You always want to include a first name, okay? So make this really personal and be personable, okay? Personable, did I say that right? Because PR is all about relationships, okay? So while you are pitching these writers, you're also building relationships with them, and real relationships, and how can you help them and how can they help you, and that's kind of the name of the game. So always include a first name, and you want to include the name of your release, of course, and the release date of when your release is coming out, and you always want to ask directly, okay? So none of this like, let me know what you think at the end of the email, or let me know if this sounds interesting to you, or whatever. Ask them straight out, like, would you like to publish this? Would you like to feature my song in your, November 24th coverage, whatever it is? Because you want to be really direct. You don't want to give them the option to just kind of glaze over your email. Anyone who's in sales, they are not being wishy-washy about the ask, right, and what they're asking for out of the potential customer. They are being very direct and saying, do you want this? Are you interested in this? So think of sales as the same thing as a media pitch. You're appealing to the writer, whoever you're reaching out to, you're appealing to them, and make sure that it's very specific to what they would be interested in, okay? So you also want to include a description of the release, and I always recommend that it invokes some sort of emotion within the person who's reading, because then they have an idea of what they're going to listen to. They know if it's something that they would be interested in. So a description, very important. And then include any talking points that would be newsworthy, okay? So if you did a collaboration recently with a big time artist, or you were placed on New Music Friday, or anything that would have value for the writer and be interesting to the audience of the blog or podcast or whatever. Something that makes you interesting to the public, not just interesting to your mom or your grandma, if that makes sense. Okay. Be short and sweet. Again, you do not want to write paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. Imagine if you are opening, your 56th email of the day, and it's just a novel, okay? That's terrifying, and you probably either hit delete or you mark as unread, and then it goes into the abyss of your inbox. So you want it to be short and concise. My favorite little tip there is include all of the links that will allow the person to learn more about you. So the pitch is short and concise, but you're including the option for them to click away to, wherever, to learn more, to read your full bio, to take them to your social media, whatever it is. So give them the option to learn more, but don't include it all in the email pitch. And again, like I said, it's all about relationships. So be personable and make friends with these people. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here to chat with, to create relationships and have a good time, and also, propel our careers forward. So, but you do that by being a good person. Okay. And then, of course, you need a really strong subject line, because the first issue at hand is getting the person to open your email. So you need a short and compelling subject line that creates curiosity and gets them to open the email. And, that is the whole premise of a pitch. It needs to create curiosity and make the person want to learn more. So that's a brief rundown of everything that you need to include in a media pitch when you're pitching music media. And that's about it. But I do have this as a PDF, so if you want it as a printout, if that would be helpful for you, then just go to the DIYmusicpracademy.com/pitch, P-I-T-C-H, and you can download it, print it out, whatever. So that's about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video. If you have any questions that you want me to answer on the videos, please feel free to write them in the comments, and follow me on Instagram at Katie Longbecker. It's K-A-Y-T-E-E, Long, L-O-N-G, Becker, B-E-C-K-E-R, and DIYPR Inc. is at DIYPRINC. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.